Hey, welcome to Integrative Preparedness. I'm Steve Smith. Going to shoot a quick one here on dealing with morons. I don't have my mic and I don't have my stick, so if this is bouncy and quiet, I apologize. I'll try to talk loud enough for you to hear me. Just coming back from one of my son's hockey practice, and we have our other son's family birthday party today. So I won't have time to. So I want to sneak this in when I can. Well, I have time, a little driving time. So got up this morning while I was having my first cup of coffee. I checked some of the comments from overnight, and one came in that he asked, and I don't remember who it was, so I apologize. But he says, "Could you make could you make a video about anger management, because I think I need it." I'm sure a lot of people think that. I used to have kind of a temper myself. Some people say I still do, but I control it. It's a matter of what you let bother you. And what his point was it seemed like, most of the people in the world, from watching, preparedness videos or just the world around it seemed like most, half the people, or I should say maybe most of the people are clueless, and half of them probably just need to be shot. I won't, that was humorous. I won't take that seriously. But maybe, when it all goes down, who knows what might happen, because I think most people have more mouth than go, and that's the problem. I kind of combined his comment with somebody else's, and it was it begins with an irritation of how clueless most people are, and you can't be angry with them for that, but then there's an extension that comes from their cluelessness when they kind of diminish what you're doing, what you're trying to do, and as far as preparedness, and they might mock it or ridicule it or whatever. And of course that can that can make you feel all sorts of things: angry, resentful, whatever. Heck, there's people. You look at the preparedness world itself. There's people that denigrate others for doing it differently than they do it. I mean, people are people. People are people, and they're going to act like people. Sadly, they're not saints. We're not saints. None of us are. And while we can't control how they act or what they do or what they say, we have to be able to control how we deal with it, which means how we feel about it, whether we respond to it or not. And all of that starts with how we allow it to affect us. So here's my thing. I don't let it affect me. The world, it seems like sometimes the world is half full of people whose main purpose of the day is to irritate you. Now, you can either get irritated, or you can, address it properly, which is, why should you care what a moron says, does, or thinks? Why should you care? Half of what people say when they are, being negative toward you, comes from jealousy. There's an old saying that you're never going to be criticized by anyone who's doing more than you. And there's a lot of truth in that, because people who are doing more than you are usually concentrating on their own life, not on putting other people down. And so people who put other people down, it's usually because they're unhappy with themselves, they're unhappy with their own life. Things aren't going for them as well as they would like them to, and instead of working at it and making things go better, they kind of curl up into their victim hole and criticize others, and then that makes them feel superior. And like they've actually done something, when really what it is, it's a sign of kind of a psychological problem that they're really taking out their anger against themselves and against life and how they think life has treated them. They're taking it out on you or someone else. There's also another saying that anger is how we punish ourselves for something someone else has done wrong or done to us. And that's the truth, because when you feel angry, it doesn't affect that other person at all, unless it affects them positively, because that was their purpose, to try to get you going. And so it's a way that you punish yourself. They don't feel it. You just go around all miffed, pissed, and angry, and it takes away part of your day. It diminishes your day. It takes away part of your life. Why would you allow a moron to do that? Or morons, I mean, because from both of these comments that I got, and I think they were talking about a whole lot of people around them. Why would you allow people like that to have any effect on you at all? So here's, instead of anger management, I would put this into self-management. And that is, how do you respond to morons? You don't. You don't. Why would you want to? You're just feeding the moron fire, right? Because if you play their game, you're just lowering yourself to play in a game that's probably beneath you, but which they have a vast amount of experience. So I think that's about it. I'm sure that I could go deeply into the psychology of that kind of person that that does that goes through his life negatively and whatever. But you know what? That would be taking away from the happy of my life, and I refuse to do that. Look, I hope I have a great life. I hope you do too. And I'm not going to let anybody diminish a minute of it thinking about their idiocies. Period. And so even though I'm spending a few minutes talking about that stuff with you all, it's not diminishing. It's hopefully it's helping. Because I know there's a lot of people out there. So see, I look at this as a positive. This has been a positive few minutes for me, because I get to help people out there, and that's good. So I know there's a lot of people out there that deal with this, and that's my advice. How do you deal with morons? You don't. You let them just go and float down the river, that they have set themselves on, and find somebody else to bother. And you go on about your good life and doing the positive things that you need to be doing. And if they don't understand the importance of what you're doing, hey, let them go. Let them go. And sometimes actually they come around later, but that's their business, not yours. Do what you can. Do what you can for people. They won't always appreciate it. Some will even, come back negatively. There's nothing you can do about that. And it says everything about them. Like I tell my kids, when they have a problem with people, and, kids are new at dealing with problems, right? It doesn't say anything about you. It says everything about them. So, when somebody shows they're a moron, just let them prove it. Realize they're showing the world who they are. It all comes back in time. All right, that's it. Remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. preparing well today can include making sure that you are mentally and emotionally centered so that you don't let the wrong things bother you. And really, there's not that many things in the world that ought to bother you. Every day ought to be pretty much, straight ahead, doing what you need to be doing and taking care of your business and not letting other people take care of your business or affect your business or your life. Okay. All right. You all have a great day, because that's what I'm going to have, and I'll talk to you later or tomorrow or sometime. Bye-bye.